Hi everyone, and welcome to TWF. And hi everyone, and welcome to TWF Friday Night Smackdown. I, Corey Graves, Renee Young, and Wade Barrett here. And today on Friday Night Smackdown, we're gonna have a good show here today on Friday Night Smackdown. With Grayson Waller is going to put the TWF Allegheny Share winnings on stake here today on Friday Night SmackDown. Yes, he is, Renee Young says. And we know Grayson Waller seems to believe he's the greatest wrestler who ever came from the folk wealth or the folk right of the southern land. But today he's going to have to back up his words with work, Renee Young says. I'll tell you right now, Mike. I'll tell you right now, Corey and Renee. Wade Barrett. I'll tell you right now, Corey and Renee. Grayson Waller won the TWF Light Heavy, won the TWF Allegheny Share winnings. And there's no way I see him losing something when he won it not too long ago. Now, at the end of the day, alright. Now, at the end of the day, I don't see him losing something that he won right away. So, that's what's going to happen here today. You're going to see Grayson Waller win and keep the TWF Allegheny Share winnings. Well, we'll see if you're right about that or not, Wade Barrett. Corey Graves says, we're going to have the Fight Lord get in the ring now. And yes, it's the one that falls over all the time. Well, this match is for the TWF Allegheny Share winnings. First, she is Faith. And he is the TWF Allegheny Share fighter, Grayson Waller. Meaning, well, Grayson Waller, folks, is in the ring right now. And Renee Young now, my mistake, Corey Graves says. Faith right now is not doing so well against Grayson Waller. Well, Renee Young said, it's alright, Corey Graves. I was never a wrestler, though. So, but you were at one time, before you became a play-by-play caller. And Grayson Waller right now truly believes he's one of the greatest wrestlers to ever come from the folk wealth or the folk right of southern land. Renee Young said, for some of you folks that don't understand what I'm saying, I mean Australia, but since Australia is a Latinist borrowed word, the English word would be southern land. Yeah, Wade Barrett said a lot of folks like to call the southern land the land down under. I don't know why they call it that, but that's just what they call it. And Grayson Waller right now doesn't seem to be doing very well, Wade Barrett says. He doesn't seem to be doing very well against Faith. He's got something to say. Hey, you know what? I'm Grayson Waller. I'm one of the greatest wrestlers that ever came from the folk wealth of the southern land, or the folk right of the southern land. Because believe it or not, we do choose our first wicker, and we do choose our Winnemilk, our house of the elders, and our house of the folks. And I don't need this shit. You know what, Faith? I don't need to wrestle you again because I already beat you. So why don't you just, reckon me out right now, Fight Keeper? How about no? How about shit? And up. How about no? You go in the ring and you do your match, Astronomer says. No, I'm not. If you don't go in there, I will take the TWF light heavyweight winnings off of you. So, yeah. Fight Lord, don't reckon him out. Because that's what he wants. Get in there or I'll take the strap off of you. Well, we just heard from Astronema. Corey Graves says telling Grayson Waller he has to get in the ring and have the match or he's going to lose to TWF Allegheny Shear winnings, Corey Graves said. A spin kick by Faith onto Grayson Waller. Well, I could tell you, right now, Renee Young says that Faith does got the upper hand on Grayson Waller, or she seems to do it now. Wade Barrett says, I don't know why Grayson Waller right now. Oh, there was a hidden breaker. Well, Wade Barrett says, I don't know why Grayson Waller really thought that he could just walk out and get a reckoning out. I don't know why he fought that for, but he did. Either he don't think he can beat Faith, or he thinks Faith is too much for him. And now Faith coming in, and Grayson Waller going outside now, coming back inside now, and hitting her with a stunner. And it looks like this match is over. Wade Barrett said it looks like that. He went out of the ring, came and hit her with a stunner, or some folks will call it a neck breaker. And it looks like this match is over now, Wade Barrett says. 1, 2, 3. Ding ding ding. Here is your winner, and still the TWF Allegheny Shear fighter, Grayson Waller. Well, Grayson Waller is still the TWF, Allegheny Shear fighter, even though he did want to get a reckoning out here today. He wanted to get a reckoning out here today on Friday Night Smackdown. And why? Well, your guess is as good as mine. Why he wanted to get a reckoning out for. Corey Graves said either Grayson Waller didn't believe he could beat Faith, or he thought that he didn't want to wrestle Faith again, or whatever the ground's sake or why was. Why he would believe that, why he would choose to do that, is beyond me, Corey Graves says. Well, I don't know either, Renee Young said, why Grayson Waller chose to want to get a reckoning out. I guess thinking since he's the fighter, he's got the fighter's upper hand, where if it comes to a throat or a reckoning out, he still keeps, he still keeps the TWF Allegheny Shear winnings. Renee Young says, that could be true, Wade Barrett said. That might be what he was going for. But Astronema wasn't going to let Grayson Waller, do that here today on Friday Night Smackdown. Well, alright, right now we're going to take it away now to Jonathan Coachman. Corey Graves says, well, thank you, Corey Graves and Renee Young. I'm going to be talking with Faith here today on Friday Night Smackdown. Alright, Faith, a lot of things haven't quite gone the way you wanted them to go. Yeah, you got that right, Jonathan Coachman. I thought I would be standing here as the new TWF light heavyweight, why do you think that? The new TWF Allegheny Shear fighter. And sadly, that did not happen. Grayson Waller is still the TWF Allegheny Shear fighter, but for how long? He wanted to get a reckoning out because he knew that the match that his strap could not shift hands on a throw out or a reckoning out. So that's why he did that. Well, I know one thing Jonathan Coachman says. Grayson Waller might be frightened of you. He might not think he can out wrestle you or out fight you. Well, if he somehow believes that he cannot out wrestle me or out fight me, then getting a reckoning out would back up that belief. I'll tell you one thing, Jonathan Coachman, right here. I don't know how long it's going to take. I don't know. But I know I will be the TWF Allegheny Share fighter once again. And I will bring it back to the 4-1 Reichs. Since we all know Grayson Waller has took it to Southern Land. Well, that's my talk with Faith. Back to you, Corey Graves and Renee Young. Well, thank you, Jonathan Coachman, for talking with Faith here today on Friday Night Smackdown. And that's all the time we got here for Friday Night Smackdown. Corey Graves, Renee Young, and Wade Barrett. We hope you like Friday Night Smackdown, and we'll see you tomorrow for Rampage or Ram Through.